This story comes to us from Reddit user Danny Marie 1023, so we'll call her Danny for short. Danny is a general skeptic of all things paranormal, with the exception of spirits. She's had plenty of encounters over her 32 years of life to solidify her belief in the afterlife. And she absolutely concedes that her story seems totally contradictory considering her disbelief in other unexplainable phenomena. But it still happened. One evening about 3 years ago, Danny is sitting in her car, indulging in her favorite Stevie Nicks song, having a smoke, and enjoying the solitude. As she's absorbed in her little world inside her car, two children appear out of nowhere and start heading towards her car. She thinks, wow, it's kind of late for little kids to be out and about, but okay. Expecting them to just merely pass by, she is surprised when they start to approach her driver's side window. Danny finds it a bit creepy, but manageable. She decides to get out of her car instead of rolling down her window. In her head, not only is it just a little less impolite, but she also wants to be closer to her home's front door just in case things escalate. And escalate they do. As Danny gets out, one of the kids, a little girl about 6, asks,
"Why are you leaving your car?"
Danny says, "Because I'm heading in the house for the night. Are you guys okay?" The children respond in unison,
"No, we're scared."
The other kid, a little boy, then asks if they can sit in her car until their parents arrive. His request kind of confuses Danny. Where are this kid's parents and why aren't they here yet? She asks where they live and they reply,
"Down the road."
Danny says, "You know, guys, it's getting pretty late. You should probably head home." At that moment, the children look up at her simultaneously and she notices their eyes for the first time. Eyes that she's never seen before. Dark, profoundly dark, and cold. An uncomfortable chill seizes her, the kind of feeling that sets her fight or flight response into action. Danny knows she needs to get some space between her and these kids now. She tells them, "I'm heading in the house now." And the little girl asks,
"May we come in?"
Of course, Danny refuses. The previously polite children now seem to emit an almost annoyed and angry vibe. Once again, she advises them to go home and promises that once she's inside, she'll call the police to help them get home safely. She says goodbye and moves toward her front door, but the children follow her. Danny thinks, all right, that's enough. These kids are not getting inside my house. They both start muttering something unintelligible, something that doesn't sound friendly. She manages to get inside and lock the door, but then the knocking starts. She thinks, wow, these kids really don't know how to take a hint, but she stands her ground and does not answer the door. Instead, she calls her boyfriend and explains the whole unnerving situation. And although he is a wee bit skeptical, he agrees to come over and spend the night so she can feel more secure. Eventually, the insistent children disappear, returning to wherever they'd mysteriously emerged from. Danny hasn't encountered these black-eyed children since that night, and she really hopes she never will again. But she remains on alert, her senses heightened, and her skepticism put on the back burner. She hopes they found their way home that night and that their unnaturally dark, cold eyes aren't haunting somebody else's life. Despite her previous non-belief in many things, this experience has undeniably shifted her perspective, and she feels compelled to share her story, hoping somebody else out there might be able to validate her experience. She can't possibly be the only one, right?